All right, welcome back, everyone. Local author BJ Hyman is at the table with us this morning. We're discussing her novel, Day Zero, the book of Patrick. And this is actually a series. It will be a series, right?
Yes.
How many in the series?
Currently 5, and then there'll be a 6th one that's going to be a compilation of short stories that are going to be available only online that are going to be in between each book.
All right.
Because each different characters, it's several characters, but Patrick is the first.
All right. So tell us about the book. What's it basically about?
Well, I kind of got the idea. The Bible has a verse that says, "It is appointed once for man to die." Mm-hmm. And that kind of got me to thinking how everybody has a death appointment. Mm-hmm. Well, what happens if you miss that appointment? Ooh. Because death is a very busy entity. Mm-hmm. So what happens beyond that? And so it's kind of about these people that have passed that point and they have to live with the consequences of it. And what it is they're kind of trapped between reality and eternity. Mm-hmm. The world has moved on, but they are still there. And it's almost like they're ghosts, but they're not. Uh-huh. And so, because they're still
involved in life.
Well, life starts moving on without them.
Without them, okay.
That's
and
the
they're
problem.
Watching.
Yes.
Ah,
yeah.
Okay.
They're seeing that their family members are beginning to slowly lose them and forget them, and not their past, but their current. And then, of course, they have no future.
So how do you, what genre do you put this book in?
Supernatural thriller.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are going to be some moments in here that are sort of heart racing.
Oh,
and
yes.
Lots of those.
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, death kind of chases him to try to get him that day that the appointment is. Uh-huh. And then once that has happened, though, that day is over, then you start to see all these trickling effects of everything slipping out of his hands. Mm-hmm. And he meets up with other people that this has happened to, and these haunted lives that are trying to find their way in a world that they don't exist anymore.
The book is available. We're going to tell you how you can get it in a moment. You've already been getting some feedback on the book. Yes. And a couple of people have said, when is it coming to a theater near me?
Right, exactly, yeah.
Which is, hey, that was how it all started,
how
right?
It all started.
That's perfect.
So that's great. So, and they also are always, I've already had people asking for spoiler alerts for the next book because they're like, okay, well, now what's going to happen with this person? What's happening with this person and this person? And so.
Well, you are the second author that we've had on over the past 2 weeks who has brought a trailer for the book, this is new for authors to do. Kind of talk about the rationale behind doing that.
Yeah, it's kind of like, a film trailer is what markets your movie.
Sure.
It gets everybody interested, makes everybody want to come see your movie. And book trailers are essentially the same kind of thing. It's trying to get people to build interest in your book and want to read your book. And it's because social media is so huge and people's websites.
We can't avoid it, can we?
You can't avoid it. It's everywhere. And now that it's everywhere, it's best to be able to, have something that. We live in a very visual society.
We absolutely do.
And in order to get your voice to be heard, sometimes you have to put out billboards.
That's where you got to start.
Exactly.
And then if you get them into the bookstore, the library, or wherever on their e-reader, this is a great way to get it. All right. Well, how do we get the book? First of all, let's find you online first. You have a website.
Okay. Yes. Okay. BJHyman.com.
Okay.
And then I'm also on Facebook, and it's Facebook.com, of course, /Hyman BJ. For some reason, they wanted to swap it to the backwards on that.
Okay.
And then I'm also on Twitter.
All right.
And I don't have that off the top of my head. I know it's
at BJ Hyman on Twitter. That's what you are. Okay. Now, so are you interacting with your fans through social media?
Yes.
Okay.
People are, telling me when they read it, they'll say, "Oh, I'm so excited! I just read it," or I just bought it. I can't wait to read it. Things like that. So yeah.
All right. Well, if you haven't bought it, here's how you can get the book. How can we find Book Zero?
Well,
Day Zero.
Day Zero. You can always you can go on Amazon. You can go on booksamillion.com. You can go on barnesandnoble.com. But you can also go into your local bookstore, and if they're out of them, you can always get them to order it.
Fantastic!
So,
congratulations! We're
thank
so happy
you.
for you. When the next one, when the short stories come back and give us a spoiler on those.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Sounds
it should be coming out probably in the next 6 months.
All right. Day Zero, the book of Patrick. Go get it. You can find it online and go to the bookstore to find it. Great to see you, BJ.
Thank you.